Can you truly understand medieval philosophical nuances? Can you truly grasp the nuances of medieval philosophy? This question invites us to consider a rich and complex period in European thought. Understanding medieval philosophy requires a good look at the historical and cultural backdrop of the time. Philosophy during this era was closely linked with theology, and many thinkers drew heavily from ancient authorities, especially Aristotle and Plato. Medieval philosophy is not just a standalone subject. It often served to support theological ideas. Thinkers used logic and dialectic methods to explore deep theological doctrines. They aimed to reconcile faith with reason, which was a significant theme throughout this period. Key principles of medieval philosophy include the use of logic and analytical reasoning, known as ratio, to seek truth. There was a strong respect for the authority of ancient philosophers, particularly Aristotle, referred to as auctoritas. Many philosophers worked to harmonize their insights with Christian teachings and divine revelation, a concept known as concordia. Philosophical inquiries often began with faith. Many medieval thinkers believed that faith comes before understanding. This idea is captured in the phrase fides quaerens intellectum, which means faith seeking understanding. For them, belief in God and Christian doctrine was the starting point for philosophical exploration. Several important figures shaped medieval thought. Augustine of Hippo, Thomas Aquinas, Anselm, Duns Scotus, and William of Ockham made significant contributions. Thomas Aquinas, for instance, combined Aristotelian philosophy with Christian theology. He provided rational arguments for the existence of God, known as the Five Ways, and developed a systematic approach to theology. Duns Scotus introduced the concept of individuation, while William of Ockham is known for his principle of simplicity, often referred to as Occam's razor. He questioned the independent existence of universals, emphasizing that simpler explanations are often better. Medieval philosophical texts often took unique forms, such as the Summa. These works systematically addressed philosophical and theological questions. They relied on a methodical approach, starting from accepted principles and using logical reasoning to reach conclusions. To understand the nuances of medieval philosophy, one must appreciate how thinkers balanced reason and faith. They employed Aristotelian logic within a Christian framework and engaged with various philosophical problems through structured arguments. It is also essential to recognize the diversity of approaches, from strict theological frameworks to more reason-centered perspectives, like those of Avicenna and Averroes. Studying medieval philosophy today involves engaging with complex texts that blend philosophy and theology, often written in Latin. It requires knowledge of the historical context, key philosophical terms, and the theological doctrines that shape the debates of the time. While the medieval mindset may seem distant, the logical methods and questions about existence, knowledge, and God continue to influence modern thought. In summary, one can understand the nuances of medieval philosophy by learning about its foundational principles, major thinkers, and the intellectual environment of medieval Europe. However, a full appreciation requires careful study of their methods, language, and the faith-based framework that guided their inquiries.